Welcome to Uranium Mining and Milling in Virginia, an educational presentation brought to you by Southside Concerned Citizens. VUI, Inc., operating as Holdco out of Canada, continues with their Canadian prospectus by saying, accordingly, there is a potential for magnification of environmental liabilities such as water pollution, the payment of liabilities, or the costs that may be incurred to remedy environmental impacts would reduce funds that could be otherwise available for operations. If Holdco is unable to fully remedy an environmental problem, it may be required to suspend operations or enter into interim compliance measures. The potential financial exposure may be significant and may materially affect Holdco's, VUI's, operations and financial conditions. In other words, folks, Holdco apparently cannot afford to have even one environmental mistake. One of the most shocking revelations in VUI's Canadian prospectus reads as follows. Holdco, VUI, does not currently carry any form of insurance for environmental risks, including potential liability for pollution or other hazards as a result of the disposal of waste products occurring from exploration and production. Keep in mind, folks, that VUI is doing exploratory drilling right now as we speak. Our county administrator and the Board of Supervisors for Pennsylvania County have said to me that they don't believe VUI is causing any waste. On the subject of insurance, Holdco, VUI, states the following. We face insurance risks, including the ability to obtain adequate coverage. The mining industry is subject to significant risk that could result in damage to or destruction of mineral properties or producing and processing facilities, personal injury or death, environmental damage, delays in mining, and monetary losses, and possibly legal liability. Where practical to do so, Holdco, VUI, intends to obtain and maintain insurance against risks in the operation. Although Holdco, VUI, intends to obtain environmental liability insurance, Holdco, VUI, does not currently carry any form of environmental liability insurance. There can be no assurance that such insurance will be available, or that it will be available on terms and conditions acceptable to Holdco, VUI, in the future. This paragraph leads me to believe that if Holdco, VUI, doesn't like the price of the insurance, they simply won't buy any. They're operating now without any liability insurance. Currently, it seems that they're willing to risk a little damage, destruction, personal injury, or death of the citizens of Pennsylvania County. So far, we've learned that people opposing VUI is a risk, as is pesky government regulations, public hearings, fire, flood, and blood or death caused by a man-made accident, a deliberate sabotage, or natural disaster. We've also learned that insurance, which might be marginally helpful only after people are injured or dead and the environment is ruined forever, all things that VUI's prospectus admit can happen, might not be offered to them at terms that are acceptable to them. So, for now, they simply do not carry any. What other risks to making money can VUI foresee? We, VUI, currently depend on a limited number of mining properties, and negative developments affecting any of the properties could adversely affect our, VUI's, business. Unless we, VUI, acquire additional properties or projects, any adverse development affecting the Coles Hill property may have a material adverse effect. This is why Holdco, VUI, must lease the 40,000 acres that Marline Uranium discovered uranium in. They need to hedge their bets. VUI's Canadian prospectus also details the following risks. There is a limited market for uranium with few customers. We, VUI, do not have any uranium sales contracts with customers. Holdco, VUI, shareholder control. And last but not least, they consider competition a risk. When it comes to competition, VUI's prospectus says Holdco, VUI, competes with other mineral exploration and uranium mining companies for the acquisition of mineral claims, permits, concessions, and other mineral interests, as well as for the recruitment and retention of qualified employees. Much of this competition is with large established mining companies with substantially greater financial and technical resources. VUI's corporate strategy can be found on page 10 of their prospectus. It reads, "The business strategy of Holdco is to advance the Coles Hill deposit to production through successful stages of exploration, development, and construction with a parallel regulatory and permitting process. Over the next 12 to 18 months, VUI hopes to, along with other things, submit proposals to and lobby the Virginia General Assembly in respect of potential uranium mining legislation, apply modern exploration techniques in a regional exploration program in order to discover additional mineralization in Southern Virginia, and to acquire additional property to facilitate the development of the site and ease permitting and licensing issues." Thank you for your time and attention. For more information, please go to sccchatham.blogspot.com.